Baba is you, Baba is you, Baba is you. We are talking about a weird game today. A good game, but a weird game. When I first saw the gameplay of this, it was odd. Somebody recommended it in a best of 2019 games, and it's supposed to be different and new and interesting, and it looks interesting. It's a puzzle game, which got mixed feelings about puzzle games, because so often puzzle games are like, oh, you've got to get from point A to point B, but there's a problem that you have to follow some rules to get around, some very specific rules, and they've just never super appealed to me. I don't like puzzles that are like jigsaw puzzles. Those aren't fun for me because I feel like they don't like actually help me get any better at anything, which is probably not true because I definitely know people that are much better at jigsaw puzzles than I am, and they've got visual processing power that I don't have, and it seems like witchcraft to me, but it's not really my thing for the most part. I really like the game Portal a lot because it's about how do you break the boundaries to get where you need to go. And Baba Is You is actually exactly like that. It's a game entirely about solving puzzles by breaking all the rules. Take this puzzle for example. We've got 5 rules. Baba is you, wall is stop, rock is push, flag is win, and water is sink. So your very first thought is, how do I get to the flag? I can't go through the water because the water makes me sink. I'll push a rock into the water. But there's still no way to get to the flag. But the flag is just a red herring. It's there entirely to take you away from the fact that you don't need to get to the flag. You have to come up with creative solutions and think outside the box. So break the rules, rearrange them, see what happens. That's the only way you get a result. It really spoke to me because I feel like that's a much more applicable skill in life because most of your problems and the things that you're facing up to aren't exactly straightforward. And the fact of the matter is that as humans, we're problem solvers. That's the thing that makes us different from everything else on planet Earth, is that we can come up with solutions to long-term problems so that we can improve and get better. And so most of your problems and most of my problems that I ever bump into, they are all incredibly unique. And they're different players, different pieces, different rules, different situations, different things to keep in mind. And they're really complex. And so I honestly don't think that straightforward puzzles teach you critical thinking quite as much. Whereas Baba Is You, I feel like does teach you critical thinking. And critical thinking is a super valuable skill. It's really just you're asking yourself, okay, I have this problem, how do I get to the bottom of it? You're going to bump into that so many times in your life. Like anytime you set a goal, you're going to say, okay, I have this goal, how am I going to get to the bottom of it? What are going to be the major obstacles? What resources do I have? What do I need to know to make it happen? All of that is critical thinking. And Baba Is You is the best example of this that I've seen pretty much ever because it forces you to go through a multi-step process of information gathering and problem solving in order to get to the end of each of the puzzles, which is super fun in my opinion. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to solve 2 of the puzzles, an easy one and a harder one. We're going to go through some of the patterns of actually critically thinking about trying to come up with a solution, which sounds really nerdy, but it should be fun. So this level is called VOLCANO. First rule that you can see is Baba Is You. So your little white thing, you can't break Baba Is You, otherwise you die. The real thing that we need in any one of these things is you see down in the bottom right, it says flag is win. Now, more important than the flag itself is the rule win, because if we can get a hold of the win, we can manipulate this however we want. The first problem that we have is the lava, because we have the rule lava is hot and Baba is melt, meaning that if I touch that lava, I melt and I die. I can't move the rules Baba is melt and lava is hot, so those will have to stay the same no matter what I do. The obvious solution is that the lava has got to go, it has to move. Luckily I can take the is push from the rock and instead put lava in front of is push, meaning that the lava is now pushable and can move and I will not melt from that. Then it's just the simple task of pushing the lava out of the way and touching the flag. However, there are multiple solutions, including my favorite. This time we're going to take the is, and instead of making lava is push, we're going to turn lava is baba. Now we are all of the lava, and it's quite easy to touch the flag. This next puzzle is quite a bit harder. And so we're going to spend more time information gathering, because if we want to really understand the solution, we have to understand the problem. And as you will see, I didn't take enough time, and I did make a mistake here and do it wrong at first. So the first thing that needs to happen is where it says flag is win, that is not turned on. We have to have that turned on because we cannot win the level without that win. So I have to get rid of the key first. I can change the door to be me and move that around really easily, but that doesn't solve the problem that pushing the key down in there doesn't do it. So really I need to get rid of the key. This is one of the times that I didn't spend enough time on the problem. So the rules for the key is that it's push and open, so I can move it, and also if it interacts with something that's shut, they will both disappear. And so if the door is shut, if we could get the door to the key, then that would work. But I have a different idea, because we can't really get the door to the key because the door is push, and so it'll continually push the key away from it. But to have the key be open and shut, it'll interact with itself and disappear, which makes it easy for me to go and create the flag is win rule. Then I just have to make door is you and go and touch the flag. Now those were two quick examples of a rather complicated process of having your brain go through the rules, see what's the problem, and try and come up with a solution to them. And I really think this is a fabulous skill that you're going to use for the rest of your life. You are a problem solver as a human being. And the more that you practice problem solving and get better at it, the less problems you're going to have to face up to, and the more valuable you're going to be, and the better you can feel about the things that you do. And so I hope that you play Baba Is You, practice your critical thinking skills, and have a great week.